guys, my name is Michaela and I'm a group exercise leader with Rec Sports. Today I'm going to take you through a 30-minute slow flow yoga session. We're going to work on connecting our breath to our movement in our practice today. The only equipment you need for this session is a mat or maybe a block if you have one available to you. If you want to listen to a playlist to go along with this session, you can find it using the link in the description or by searching Recreational Sports Group Exercise on Spotify. Let's get started. We're going to get started by sitting ourselves down in a cross-legged position. If this is a little bit too much for your hips, you're welcome to sit on a pillow or a blanket to bring the ground a little bit closer to you. On an inhale, bringing your arms up towards the sky and bringing your hands through heart center. Exhale out. One more time, deep breath in. Reach up, lengthen your spine. And exhale out, hands through your heart. Deep breath in. Maybe even bringing your gaze up towards the sky. And slowly and gently exhaling out. Rolling your shoulders back. Feeling your chest nice and wide. You can bring your hands on the tops of your knees. Take an inhale, reach your arm up towards the sky and gently bend towards the side. Feeling yourself rooted through both of your sits bones. You can take your gaze up towards your top elbow or maybe down towards the mat. And exhale, other side. Finding length through the sides of your body. Keeping your shoulders away from your ears and squared towards the front of the room. Take another inhale here. Exhale out. Inhale up. And exhale, walk your hands out in front of you. If this is a little bit too much, you can always bring the soles of the feet together. Another great option is to sit on top of a pillow or something to bring your hips a little bit higher off the mat. Slowly and gently walking yourself back up and crossing your legs towards the other side. Maybe noticing if this side feels any different than the other. Finding yourself relaxing down with each breath. Gently walking yourself back up. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale up towards the sky. And exhale, twisting to the side. Feel yourself stacking your spine, lengthening all the way up through the crown of the head. You can take your gaze over that back shoulder. Inhale up. And exhale, switch to the other side. Feel yourself pull your belly button towards your spine as you get taller and elongate with each breath. Inhale up to center. Exhale, hands to heart. Rolling over, coming up to a tabletop position. thinking about spreading your fingertips nice and wide and stacking your shoulder over your wrist and your hips over your knees. You can start by just moving your hips a little bit, starting to warm up the spine. Taking an inhale, crown of the head and tailbone reach towards the sky. Exhale, round out your spine. Inhale, take your cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. Pull your belly button towards your spine. That you can flow through these movements at your own breath. It's just starting to warm up your spine. Now taking your gaze over your right shoulder at your back heel, back to center. Then over your left shoulder at your back heel. And coming back to center. Inhale, reaching your left fingertips up towards the sky. And exhale, finding your thread the needle. Rest your left ear down on the mat. You can stay right here, or I'm showing the option to take the bind by wrapping your opposite arm around to find your hip crease. Gently releasing the bind. Plant your hand down firmly. Inhale up, reach those fingertips up towards the sky. And exhale out. Inhale, other side. And exhale, bringing your right ear down to the mat. Option to take the bind on the other side if you'd like. Feeling yourself open up and release through your shoulders. Gently releasing the bind if you took it. Unraveling yourself as you inhale up, reaching your fingertips towards the sky before you exhale to lower. Extend your right leg out long behind you and slowly and gently just pushing back and forth, shifting your weight. You might feel a little bit of a release through your calf muscle. And gently lifting your toes up off of the mat. You can see me push up and out of my shoulder blades. And gazing over your left shoulder, back at your foot, finding a nice C-curve through your spine. Inhale back up and exhale to lower. Switching towards the other side, feeling your hips nice and square down towards the mat. Shifting back and forth. Maybe feeling a little release through your calf. And when you're ready, you can gently lift your toes up off of the mat. Still trying to keep those hips square. Lifting up and out of the shoulder blades. And gazing over your right shoulder. Still following your breath here. Inhale up. And exhale to lower. You can spread your knees a little bit wide and come down into a child's pose. Using this time to set an intention for your practice. An intention is something you want to cultivate on and or off your mat. Nothing seems to come to mind. I offer the intention of using this practice today to just breathe. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, coming back to your tabletop position. Tuck your back toes, spread your fingertips nice and wide. And slowly and gently exhale into your down dog. From here, you can start by just taking a generous bend in your knees. Feeling yourself firm up through your forearms. Trying to keep weight not only in the fleshy parts of your hands, but also your fingertips. Your heels are going in the direction of the mat, but they don't need to touch. Feeling nice and long through your spine, gaze between your wrists and slowly and gently walk towards the front of your mat. If you'd like, you can use the block to help bring the ground a little bit closer to you. This is the highest setting. Staying hanging over your legs, you can also take a bend through your knees. On an inhale, halfway lift, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. And exhale, slowly and gently bowing forward, hands through heart. Coming back to your block if it's there. Inhale, gaze forward. Feeling your spine nice and long. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back into a high plank. Feel yourself engage your core here. You can lower your knees down to the mat or take a full chaturanga. Inhale up, taking a low cobra. Maybe even checking by bringing the palms up off the mat to make sure you're engaging through your back. And coming back up into your downward dog. Gaze in between your wrists. Slowly and gently walk your feet towards your hands and stay hanging over your legs. Maybe shifting your weight from leg to leg, bending a knee. Finding a ragdoll pose by grabbing opposite hand to opposite elbow, swaying from side to side. Maybe even nodding your head yes or no. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. And exhale, forward fold down. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders are wide, gaze forward. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into a high plank. Always an option to lower those knees down. Chaturanga. Inhale, low cobra or upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe just noticing if your body's feeling any different. Gaze in between your wrists. Slowly and gently walk your feet towards the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze forward, engage your core. Step or hop back into your high plank, chaturanga, and exhale, down dog. As we take our chaturangas, thinking about elbows grazing the rib cage. Step, hop, float towards the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. If there are bugs, you can just brush them away. Inhale, coming up into a chair pose, bending through your knees, really focusing on engaging your core here. Maybe even trying to lift your toes up off the mat to see if your weight is back in your heels. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze forward. Plant your hands, step or hop back, high plank. Chaturanga, inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your right heel towards the sky, find a three-legged dog. Bring your knee towards your nose and gently place that foot in between your hands. Sweep your arms up and find your crescent lunge. Feeling yourself draw your right hip back, your left hip forward. You can always bend through your back knee to help you feel a little bit more stable in this pose. Bring your hands towards your heart center and reach your arms up. Hands through heart. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, hands through your heart. Plant your hand. Inhale. Gaze in between your wrists. Step, hop, float towards the front of your mat. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep your arms up, bend your knees, chair pose. Again, option to lift your toes off the mat, just making sure you're keeping your weight in your heels. Staying nice and long through your spine, pull your belly button in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step or hop back, high plank to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Left heel reaches towards the sky, three-legged dog. Bring your knee towards your nose and plant your foot in between your hands. Slowly and gently sweep your arms up, feeling yourself nice and square above your hips. Making sure you're keeping your front knee in line with your ankle. Always an option to bend through that back knee to help you find a little more stability. Hands through heart. And inhale your arms up. Exhale, hands through heart. Inhale up. Exhale, hands through heart. Inhale up. Exhale, hands through heart. Plant your hands and step back into a downward dog. Just taking some deep inhales and exhales here. Maybe even pedaling out through your feet a little bit more. When you're ready, gaze in between your wrists. Step, hop, float towards the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands through your heart. Bringing your hands down by your sides, gently close your eyes in mountain pose. Just allowing yourself to connect to your breath. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step or hop back into your high plank. You can always lower your knees if you like for your chaturanga. Upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. There's a lot of wind going on. Inhale, bring your right heel towards the sky. And exhale, plant your foot on the outside of your front hand. You always have an option to use a block here, either on the lowest level, or you can bring it up to make it even higher. Should be feeling a nice release through your hip here. You can untuck your back toe if you'd like. Also an option to roll onto the outside of your front foot, gently using your hand to help guide your knee away from you. This is going to help you to get deeper into your hip. Just allowing yourself to breathe into this posture. And when you're ready, planting your hands, tuck your back toes, stretch your knee, and just sneak that foot back into a down dog. Getting ready for the other side, left heel comes to the sky, three-legged dog. Bring your foot outside your left hand. And same thing, coming down onto a block or maybe all the way down to the mat. Again, option to roll onto the outside edge of your front foot. Just following your breath here. And you're welcome here to just bring your attention back to your breath. When you're ready, planting your hands, tuck your back toes, stretch your back knee, and come back into your downward facing dog. Slowly and gently walking your feet towards your hands. And gently finding your gorilla pose by bringing your hands underneath your feet. You can take a very generous bend in your knees here if you'd like. Just allowing yourself to relax through your head. Maybe shaking yes or no. And one by one, releasing your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, step one foot towards the side. You can use your block in front of you. We're going to take a deep forward fold here. Inhale up. Exhale to lower. Again, welcome to come to a block. Keeping our feet nice and parallel. Option here to interlock your hands behind your low back. Press your palms of your hands together and gently find a bind, allowing yourself to release through your shoulders. Maybe gently shifting your weight from side to side as you gaze towards the sides here. Remember, the bind is just optional. You can always keep your hands planted on a block. You might be feeling this a little bit more through the outsides of your hamstrings since your feet are wide. Slowly and gently release the bind, Bending through your knees, roll yourself all the way up to stand. And exhale, plant both of your feet facing towards the front of the room. Exhale, forward fold. Step back into a high plank. Chaturanga. Up dog or low cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. You can lower your knees down towards the mat and find yourself at a seated position facing towards the front of the room. And when you're ready, slowly and gently inhale up. Bring your arms towards the sky. Exhale, fold yourself forward just like we did nearing the beginning of our practice. Maybe using this as an opportunity to notice how your body might be feeling a little bit different in this posture now than it did in the beginning of our practice. Gently walking yourself back up, switching to the other side. Really using your breath, deepening your inhales and exhales. Slowly and gently walking yourself up and coming to a seated position on your glutes, lowering yourself slowly and gently down towards the mat. Hugging your knees in towards your chest. Trying to relax your shoulders and your head down on the mat. Maybe rocking your head from side to side. And exhaling your arms out to a T. Drop your knees towards the right side of your body. Feeling both of your shoulder blades planted firmly on the mat. Option to bring your gaze away from your knees. Finding a nice release through your spine here. When you're ready, gently inhaling back up to center. And exhale to the other side. Drop your knees away from you. Feeling your shoulders planted firmly. Option to bring your gaze away from your knees for a little deeper expression of this posture. Starting to slow everything down here. Inhale, coming up into a nice ball here. You can grab the outsides of your shins or maybe the outsides of your feet for a happy baby pose. You can rock from side to side, stretch one leg at a time, maybe both legs at a time. And when you're ready, exhaling your legs out long on the mat and finding whatever feels like a restful pose for your last and final Shavasana. Just following your breath here. And you can stay there as long as you'd like. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this 30-minute slow flow practice. My name is Michaela. We have new videos posted here every Monday at 12 p.m. These videos can be found on the Rec Sports website or YouTube channel. If you have any questions or concerns, you can use the Ask the Trainer feature on the Rec Sports website to share. Thank you.